Well, hello. Yes. Face Noir, right? And we found that doctor yesterday in his studies in the museum. We found a wax cylinder, an old wax cylinder with a message on. So yeah. And apparently the girl, Sean McClane's daughter, is missing or kidnapped or something. So that's also something we have to investigate. So let's get into the game. Load. Number 17. Oh no. Oh, phew. These saves, I don't know if I need to delete some of the old save games, but it's really getting slower and slower in loading. But okay, phew. So we have to get down to the archives to find about this Michelle person? Use the card on the card reader.
As they say, open sesame.
Michelle Nicholas. So it's there. So we need to spell Michelle. Michelle. So it's a surname, Nichols. So Nicholas.
No file with this name.
Because I typed it in wrong. Great. Redo. Nichols. N I C H O L A S M I C H E L L E.
It looks like there's a file on Michelle Nicholas, too. 607-0121.
Maybe this aisle. No, that's 612.
Without the ID number of the file I need, I won't find anything.
So, I think this says 607? 7 or something? I can't see. The resolution is so tiny.
File 607-0121, Michelle Nicholas. Here's Michelle Nicholas's file. Nicholas's profile. As I had guessed from the name, she has French origins. Odd. Under crimes, there's nothing but a vague, possible involvement in a criminal organization. That's a pretty weak reason to open a file on someone.
Page 2?
These are reports filled out by different officers. It looks like they were tailing Michelle Nicholas. It doesn't happen often in New York, but when it does, the police make sure that at least a couple officers are following the suspect. And it looks like Malone was the one to request the stakeout, at least judging by the signature on these pages. These are reports. It doesn't and it look. This seems to be the report on the last sighting of Michelle Nicholas. She arrived in New York on October 28, 1933, and she disappeared on November the 5th, the same day of the staged death of Professor Zindler. According to the report, in that week she was renting a room, and surprise, she chose Slavonsky's apartments to hide in. If you have
Oh,
little money and a not exactly immaculate criminal record, it's the best place to go. Who knows, maybe that stingy Russian Slavonsky might be able to give me some useful information about our runaway Frenchwoman. This
okay.
report says that Michelle Nicholas stayed at the Slavonsky apartments from October 28 to November 5th, 1932. I'd better ask that stingy Russian a few questions.
November 5th, right?
This report says that Michelle
October
Nicholas stayed
28th,
at the Slavonsky apartments from October 28 to November
November
5th,
5th.
1932. I'd better ask that.
Should we see if there's anything in the newspaper from that era? I don't think so. Well, let's just double check so we don't need to get back here. I would hate going back here.
I'll look for the.
So 32, October 28.
No, this date.
No,
I'll look for the.
32, November 5.
No, this.
No. So nothing. So we not need to go to Slovansky. Should we ask Malone maybe about the stakeout before we do anything?
Del Nero.
No, can't ask him about anything.
Good.
See you.
Ah, you again. Where we go this time?
Oh, Essex Street, right? Yes.
Essex Street, Lower East Side.
Whatever you want.
Yo, Slavansky.
What can I do for you, Del Nero?
Have you ever heard of Michelle Nichols? Draconic dude. Hey.
Have you ever heard of Michelle Nicholas?
Michelle Nicholas. Ah, that name doesn't mean anything to me.
A French woman. She stayed in your apartments last November.
There is a lot of turnover here, Del Nero. I can't remember everyone who passes through.
I've lived here for more than 2 years, Slavansky. There's no way a French woman would have passed through this hovel of losers without attracting some attention.
I'm not interested
How
in
are you
that.
doing?
I'm just interested in rent money. Why are you looking for Michelle Nicholas?
I'm looking for a wife. I opened the phone book and found her name.
Your sarcasm will get you into trouble sooner or later, Del Nero.
Now tell me something I don't know. Michelle Nicholas. I know she stayed here, so stop lying to me.
Okay. She stayed here for about 1 month. I only saw her when she moved in and out. She paid her rent in advance and I never had to see or talk to her. She had apartment on top floor, number 607. Happy now?
Do you know what she did for a living, or why she rented the apartment from you?
I'm not kind of guy who butts around in private lives of people. That's your job, detective.
I'd like to see apartment 607.
I'd like to see apartment 607.
Sorry, Del Nero, but apartment 607 isn't available right now.
Why?
It's being renovated.
You decided to renovate an apartment? I have a hard time believing that.
I don't care if you believe or not. You're not going to see apartment.
Slavansky won't let me in that room. I know that. I'll have to find another way to get in there.
Lockpick?
Goodbye, Slavansky.
Goodbye, Del Nero.
So where is 607?
Apartment 601. Apartment 612.
Oh, here it is.
Apartment 607. This is the apartment where Michelle Nicholas was hiding. I don't believe that lie about renovations. Slovansky is definitely hiding something. No one's answering. There's no sound coming from inside. There's no one there.
Let's take a lockpick then.
Getting in there is the only way I can find out something. Dannazione. The lock just reset. I have to start over.
Damn it.
Dannazione. The lock just reset. I have to
What the
start
fuck?
over. Dannazione. Something tells me that there aren't just pillows underneath this sheet, and this makes the third dead body of the evening.
So he knows, or maybe not.
I don't see anything interesting.
No, kitty, there's no food. Shut up.
There isn't anything interesting in there. Whoever is under this sheet must have seen better times. I don't like to disturb the dead, but I have to find out who's under this sheet.
I wouldn't do it if I were you.
Slovansky, what are you planning to do with that old iron?
Whatever I want to if you don't do as I say.
So you're mixed up in all this too?
I don't know anything about this, Del Nero. I just have orders to follow.
From who? Black Lily?
You're in no position to ask questions, Del Nero. You're more in position to answer them.
I'm not in the habit of answering men who point a gun at me.
You'll make exception this time. Tell me, Del Nero, who are you working for?
You know perfectly well that I don't work for anyone.
I know you are a private detective, but that might just be cover.
If I had another job, I'd get a better place than this one, where the owners don't point guns at their renters.
You might be doing this just for your ideals, Del Nero.
I'm not a guy who goes in for ideals. They get you killed too easily.
So why are you looking for Michelle?
Michelle. You called her by her name. I guess you know her well.
I'm the one asking questions, Del Nero. Why are you looking for Michelle?
I found her name on a recording from an archaeologist or someone like that.
Are you talking about Professor Zindler?
Looks like you know a lot, Slovansky.
Where's Professor now?
At the Central Park Museum, with a hole in his forehead.
I see. Looks like a lot of people are looking for you lately, Del Nero. The only reason to look for someone is because he has something other people don't have.
If you're talking about my sense of humor, you might be right.
Knock it off, Del Nero. I get orders from group called Congregation of Five.
The Congregation of Five, the same one Michelle Nicholas belonged to.
Exactly, Del Nero. And we are having big problems with Black Lily Mafia. We both want same thing, girl. And Congregation thinks you have her.
Well, they're wrong.
I don't think so. Visit you received tonight confirms that we aren't only ones who think you have girl.
Two wrongs don't make a right.
Come on, Del Nero, don't be fool. Do you have girl?
I'm not saying anything until I meet with Michelle Nicholas face to face.
It'd be pretty hard for you to talk to her.
Let's cut out this nonsense and tell me where she is.
She's right there near you, under that sheet.
So that's Michelle Nicholas's body under there?
That's right. Black Lily got to her before she found girl.
Dannazione. Michelle Nicholas was, maybe, the last chance I had to find out about the girl and about what happened tonight.
If you want answers, you'll have to wait until tomorrow morning, Del Nero.
What's happening tomorrow morning?
Tomorrow at about 6 a.m., Congregation will send a guide to take Michelle's place.
Tomorrow morning? I'd say timing isn't your strong point.
Our organization doesn't have same means as Black Lily.
And who's going to take care of the girl until this guy gets here?
Same person who's been taking care of her so far. You.
So I'm supposed to protect the girl until this guy gets here? That's what you're asking me?
That's right.
Why should I trust this guy?
You don't have choice. Moreover, I wouldn't have any problem to take girl with my own hands if I had to. But I'm not a man of action. I'm just building owner on Lower East Side. You are definitely the best person to take care of girl for now.
Who is this guy that's supposed to come tomorrow?
Don't know yet. Don't worry, you'll meet him as soon as he gets here.
What happens once I turn over the girl?
Like I said, I just rent apartments, Del Nero. These are questions for guy who'll get here tomorrow morning. And now, if you'll excuse me, I have to get back to work.
That's it? You come in here pointing a gun at me, and now you're leaving?
I just wanted to be sure what your intentions are with girl.
And talking about it was enough?
That's not all, Del Nero. In my line of work, I learned to understand who you can trust. And it's funny to say it, but you seem reliable. And now, I'll say goodbye, Del Nero. Good luck.
Okay.
Better not disturb the deep sleep of the dead.
What else do we got here?
There isn't anything on the desk, except for a few blank pieces of paper.
Do you want the paper?
I don't see anything interesting.
No. What about this chest here?
An old trunk. There's just a few blankets inside. Seeing how this evening's turning out, better not. I wouldn't want to find a fourth dead body under those blankets.
Oh, cynical guy.
There's a pantry here. There's enough food for a month. I'm not the kind of guy who'd steal food.
So what's next?
What can I do for you, Del Nero?
Tell me about the Congregation of Five.
Tell me about the Congregation of Five.
What do you want to know?
Why are you looking for the girl?
Why are you looking for the girl?
I don't know, Del Nero. If you want answers, you have to wait for a guy the congregation sent to deal with girl.
When will he get here?
Tomorrow morning around 9 a.m.
And until then, I'll have to babysit the girl, right?
Right, Del Nero. There's no other choice.
How did you get in?
How did you get in?
I was never part of organization. My old man was member. We moved to America for his job. He deciphered codes for them.
So what's your role?
When my old man was too old to work, he decided to buy this building. Congregation helped him. The only provision is that if they need it, it has to be safe house for their members.
And this safe house is apartment 607.
Exactly, Del Nero. That's why that room is always closed.
What's the relationship between the Congregation of Five and Sean McLean?
What's the relationship between the congregation and Sean McLean?
McLean must be your friend they found dead tonight, right?
Yes, even if friend isn't the right word.
Anyway, I only know members who stayed in my building. I never heard of your friend.
Okay.
I don't have any other questions. Goodbye, Slavonsky.
Goodbye, Del
He
Nero.
did say decipher codes, right? So we have this.
I'd better think about it.
And he did say Congregation of Five, Code Cracker, and the Cryptid Booklet.
Yeah. Slavonsky's father used to work with encryption. Maybe he can help me figure out what's in the notebook.
Ah, the deduction. Our little brain cells go to work.
Your old man deciphered codes, right?
Da.
Can you decipher this notebook?
Del Nero, deciphering skill isn't something you inherit. I never had my old man's passion for codes, and I never mixed up with his job.
So you don't have any idea about how I could read what's written in this notebook?
I can tell you that most of the codes used to hide information are based on substitution cipher, also known as Caesar cipher. In fact, the Emperor of ancient Rome used to code his messages using a cipher based on the shifting of each letter by one or more positions. If you assume that you shift each letter by one, then A would become B, the B would become C, and so on. If you find out what exact number is shift, you get information that you look for.
It's easier than I thought.
Before you say it, I suggest you try it.
Slavonsky, this is the first time since I've met you that I have a reason to think you're more than just a stingy landlord.
Del Nero, maybe our relationship would change today, but don't think I won't toss you out on your ear if you don't pay rent.
And don't you think that I'm going to start taking your threats seriously.
Okay, does that mean we can now use the book to do
I'll
something?
try to use the method that Slavonsky suggested me.
What? Oh, this is so small I can hardly see anything. Oh, this game and its resolutions. It's so sad that the game can't go up in a proper resolution. That I have to like... Okay. So let's assume we go on one letter, right? So K would be L, D would be E, U, is that a U? U would be V, O would be P, Liverpool, no. H would be I, and P would be Q. No. Yo, Strider, how you doing? So, what about if K is M? D would be F. That wouldn't work. So, K, L, M, N. D would be F, G. No. So, how far, if it's D, to a next E, F, G, H, I? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. Okay. So let's take D again. 1, 2, 3. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. D. 1, 2. What? Oh, I did it wrong. It's K. K would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. D would be 1, 2, 3, 4. I. U would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. O would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pizza. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What? U is wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. O. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. H would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. P would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pismo? No. Damn, it's so difficult to see in this small resolution. Let me just move it here. It doesn't even help blood. Pismo. What does this map say? Curious to see the map here. Brooklyn. What else? No, don't draw on the picture. Do we have any place where it could be Brooklyn? No. Brooklyn, no. Brooklyn, no, because we have to have two letters. F. Huh. Just thinking about, is there a letter or somewhere where we could FV? No. FVS? No. GV? No. Could go backwards, so E would be D. DT? No. A. WW? Huh. Just if there's somewhere where we can find either a common denominator, like two words that are the same, but I don't see anything. E A S T, no. EEST. That's you. No. West. Either that's a U or a V, a W. No. Hmm. Hey, Trash Hunter. How you doing? We're doing code cracking here. So what does this say? Staten Island. Huh. Island? No. That can't be right. Edit my Stream Deck and playing found two equal puzzles on Stream Deck. Doing good. Edit my Stream Deck and playing found two equal puzzles on Stream Deck. What? Found two equal puzzles on Stream Deck. Oh. Okay. Island. Could this be Island? No. It can't be Island. Because if it's Island and L, that means we have to go 1, 2, 3 to the left. U. 1, 2. No, if it's L. 1, 2. Could be 3. So U would be 1, 2, 3. O would be 1, 2, 3. D would be 1, 2, 3. Q would be 1, 2, 3. Oh, God damn it. D would be 1, 2, A. And Q would be 1, 2, 3. And what is that? That's G. 1, 2, 3. But then this up here doesn't make any sense. M, M, N, R. So it's not island or island. Let me just verify that. Okay, but let's remove this. So that would be L. That would be A. Ride. 1, 2, 3. So what is this? Is that G? Oh, I can hardly see. That is B. So that would be 1, 2, 3. Does that say Italy, maybe? W? 1, 2, 3. Oh, we're getting places. Little Italy. So F would be 1, 2, 3. What is that? That is a K. So K, 1, 2, 3. That is a what? That's an R. 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3. Chinatown. That's a Z. So 1, 2, 3. This says Brooklyn because that's what? That's an E. So 1, 2, 3. That is a what? That's a U. So 1, 2, 3. That is a L. That's an N. So 1, 2, 3. Damn, it's so hard to see for me here. Not even here makes sense. That's the sad thing about this game. I would really like it up in a bigger resolution, but apparently the game is locked to this resolution, which is really annoying. So I have to have like a screenshot next to me to see the letters. So that's a T. So 1, 2, 3. That's probably says Queens, right? So X is 1, 2, 3. That's a U. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's a V. So 1, 2, 3. Queens. Upper East Side? What is this? That's an S. So 1, 2, 3. And that's a T, so that's Long Beach. 1, 2, 3. No, that's a J. 1, 2, 3. So what letter am I missing? That's an M? Let me see the screenshot. What is it? Yeah, it's an M. 1, 2, 3. And that letter is a what? Number 8. That's a P. 1, 2, 3. That's a C. So 1, 2, 3. What? Elizabethtown, right? 1, 2, 3. What letter am I missing? There. So that letter is a what? That's a U. So 1, 2, 3. Am I missing something or did I misspell something? There's something wrong here, right? LELD. So that an no Springfield. Hey Pat. Hey, number 3. You're saying I'm missing a letter. You're right. Thank you. So 1, 2, 3. But I think there's something wrong. I accidentally typed something wrong. Where am I missing something? Little Italy, Chinatown, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Upper East Side, Long Beach, Harlem, Springfield, Jersey City, Elizabethtown, Roosevelt Island. So is am I missing something? Let me just take another screenshot because I don't see that I'm missing anything. Little Italy, Chinatown, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Upper East Side, Long Beach, Harlem, Springfield, Jersey City, Elizabethtown, Roosevelt Island. What? I don't see that I have any spelling errors.
Nothing.
What?
I'll try to use the method.
And it resets. What the fuck? Are you serious? Where did I have a spelling error? Roosevelt. Please tell me I can use the... No, of course I can't use. So I have to redo everything. This is just utter bullshit. Come on. That is what? C. 1, 2.
Good. Now that I have figured out how the code works, nothing can stop me from sticking my nose into Marzetti's business.
I did the exact same thing.
Written in this booklet, there are pages and pages of names of people working for Black
It
Lily.
was.
Starting from delivery boys and police officers and going all the way up to cardinals and politicians. The more
There's
you read, the higher the rank of the mentioned person. I wouldn't be surprised to find God's name at the end of the list. But I
It
don't
is-
have to get all the way to the end of the list to find the name that I was looking for, the name that I knew that I was going to find. I just had to get halfway through the booklet to find Leroy Malone's name.
It is the
Maybe this will be the most idiotic thing that I'll ever do in my life, but nothing will stop me from getting into that department and shoving proof about Marzetti's ties to Black Lily in his face.
It exact same thing that I typed. I have the screenshot next to me. Exact same thing. I have the screenshot when I was done, before I exit the puzzle. And I don't see any difference. So the puzzle didn't trigger. And when I look here, there's not a letter missing. I don't have any spelling errors. Nothing. There's no difference. So, amazing. Save. Number 18.
Hey, you. If you're looking for Lieutenant Malone, you're not lucky at all. He left half an hour ago.
Where'd he go?
I don't know, but he left this for you.
Malone has disappeared. The only thing he left is this piece of paper with a number on it.
555.
555 7589.
That's a phone number. But we don't have a phone here, right? No.
John's cat.
And there's no difference when I did the puzzle here, so it didn't trigger. Oh well, who cares?
Where you want go this time?
Where I want to go this time?
Essex Street, Lower East Side.
Okay.
But hi, Mitchell. I hope you're doing better. I didn't see the end of your stream, but I hope it went well. I've never seen Transistor, so it's quite fun to watch.
New York operator here. How can I help you?
Can you dial me a number?
Can you dial a number for me?
What's the number?
555 7589.
Wait a second.
Wait a second.
Hello?
Malone, is that you?
Del Nero. I'm happy to see you got my message.
Went well. Stream for 4
and I
hours.
have
was
also
getting
found
tired.
out a couple
Yeah,
of interesting things about you.
You don't know nothing, Del Nero.
I can
You're on
imagine.
Marzetti's payroll. I know that. You think it's enough?
So go report me to the head detective. No, wait. Go tell the police chief in person. If you don't know their names, you can find them in that notebook you took from Marzetti.
I see you know about the notebook.
I was informed about it.
Let me guess. You were the one that Marzetti was talking to when he realized that I wasn't just one of the many detectives passing through his joint.
Looks like you listened to the telephone call.
Yeah.
Del Nero, this is too big for you. This isn't some jealous wife who kills her husband or some rich guy knocked off because of a will. Get out of the city. Take the girl with you if you want, but disappear forever.
Thanks for the advice, but I intend to get to the bottom of this.
Why did you do it? It's certainly not to get justice for your old pal McLean.
Could be. After all, he gave his life to protect a kid. I think he deserves it.
I didn't take you for such a sentimental guy.
Everyone has his defects.
Del Nero, if you really want to know what's going on, be at Ellis Island in a half an hour, and I'll tell you everything.
Ellis Island? Who's to say it isn't just a trap?
No one. But I'm sure you'll be there. You're a guy who's more curious than careful.
Ellis Island. Half an hour.
Don't be late.
My 20 square feet of bathroom.
I just want to see if he wanted to go to the bathroom. Let's go take out taxi with our Chinese driver.
You know how to get to Ellis Island?
What you want to do at Ellis Island in middle of night?
Just answer the question.
Of course I know get to Ellis Island.
Okay, let's go. Ellis Island. Any immigrant who came to improve his lot in this country knows this island. This is where they put you the first time you set foot in America. As soon as you get off the boat, a guy with an elegant white lab coat visits you. If you don't have health or mental problems, you're allowed to enter the registration room. There, some kind of inspector asks you all kinds of information about you, where you were born, how much money you have, and if you have a criminal record. If you answer correctly to all these questions, welcome. Starting today, you're part of the grand old USA too.
Let me just save here, go for a pee, get some more coffee, and yeah, I'll be back. So yeah, I'll be right back. I am back. So, resume. Do we see anything?
The Statue of Liberty. When I got to New York, it was the first thing I saw. A powerful and proud woman with a torch full of hope, shining her light on the entire world. But today, that hope has turned into melancholy. Melancholy for everything we could have become in this country, but didn't. It could be a nice keychain if it weren't as tall as a skyscraper.
Okay. Hey, Morten. Yeah. Yeah, I was busy last week. Had 7 days of work. The long shift. So, yeah, I haven't had time. But hey, Morten.
Hi, Del Nero.
Malone.
A man was killed at the Melville port tonight by
I
the
hope you're doing
usual
well.
suspects. That's basically what I was supposed to write in the report about the McLean homicide. That's what Black Lily ordered me to do. But something changed their plans. Your friend was able to escape, hide the girl, and call the police. And if that weren't enough, he decided to call you too. He knew that the people who were looking for him wouldn't have had any problems buying the silence of some lieutenant or even of the police chief. So he needed someone he considered to be incorruptible. You.
Sean always thought too much of my honesty.
Even before escorting you to the department, I had instructions to frame you. You had a history with McLean, and that made things easier for me. The point was to keep you here until the men from Black Lily, disguised as forensics, collected everything they needed from the port.
A perfect plan.
Right, but your friend got involved, paying your bail and pointing you to the trail of the real killers of your former colleague. Even if you were out on bail, I never thought you'd make it all the way to Marsetti.
It seems that, as a detective, I'm not a complete washout yet. And it also seems that you are not as honest as the award hanging in the police department affirms with so much pride.
Well, that isn't just a simple award, Del Nero. It's a promissory note on my soul.
Explain that.
I received that award from Mayor Weston for having caught Samuel Cutter, the former boss of Black Lily here in New York.
Yes, I know the case. And I'm also smart enough to understand that not everything is as rosy as it seems.
Cutter wasn't well seen, and the organization didn't like it. They knew that with the public opinion against them, getting control over the city wouldn't have been as easy as it had been in the past. So they decided to get Cutter and all the people connected to him arrested. At least, that's what they wanted the people to believe in. Actually, the only ones who ended up in the slammer were simple collaborators and a few small-time crooks. In some cases, even regular folks who for some reason had a debt with them.
Patrick Olson.
Well, he was one of the many.
Malone, why are you telling me this story?
Because you are my only chance at redemption, Del Nero, at least in part for everything I've done over the years.
Do you think that by letting me live, I'll destroy an organization like Black Lily? Malone, I'm a private detective, not a superhero in a kid's comic book.
Well, I'm not expecting anything from you, Del Nero. But given how the organization is persisting on looking for the girl, I guess she's got to be pretty important to them. And if they can't find her, maybe something might change.
They'll get rid of you as soon as they figure out what you're doing.
If that's how things are supposed to go, let them.
What are you planning to do now?
Nothing.
But at
I'll
least
just
I
wait and
have
see what happens.
today off
and there's
tomorrow.
no better place to do that.
And then
than
I
in front
have
of
a few days
huge
at work,
statue that
and then I'm off
symbolizes justice.
Saturday
Whatever
and
you
Sunday.
want.
Well, good luck, Del Nero. May destiny smile on you.
I don't believe in destiny, Malone.
I'm sure.
And then
I leave Malone with his thoughts and go away.
can't remember my
Maybe
shifts.
his advice to get a change of scene isn't as bad as it seems.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that's what I should do. I should disappear. All of a sudden, a hiss interrupts my thoughts, and then silence again. A silence full of death. Malone crumples over as if he were without a skeleton, a limp body that hits the floor. Then a second hiss. A sharp pain in my neck. I fall on my knees. My muscles aren't responding to me. Anesthetic. My vision starts to get cloudy. I fall into darkness.
But yeah, we're playing
I hate people who are late, and the guy that I'm waiting for should have been here more than an hour ago. I can't stand it. I can't stand any of the reasons why people are late. Whether they didn't plan their time properly, had a problem, or even worse, know that the person who's waiting for them doesn't have a choice. The man that should have been here an hour ago has documents that I need to have if I want to leave this state with the girl. Without those, I would have to stay in this dump for who knows how long. All of a sudden, the joint's door starts to creak. Someone's coming in. A horrible stench of cologne fills me nostrils. It's him. It's Smiley. He sits down at the bar and starts talking like we were old friends. I cut him short and I ask him if he has what I need. He puts the documents on the table, a nautical passport and a permit to let the girl get on board. He tells me that the passport is missing the photograph and that I'll have to get one myself. Then he takes a napkin and writes a name. Sainte Marie de la Mer. This is the name of the ship that I have to take to leave New York. Getting on a mercantile ship pretending to be a sailor is the only way that I have found to leave the state. And according to what Smiley says, I'll have to get to Brooklyn to do so. I expressly asked to set sail from Newark, but Smiley doesn't seem to have understood. I'm grasped by an incredible desire to punch him in the face, but it's not the time. I give Smiley the money. $50. Too much for false documents, but not that excessive considering that they are the only way to save me life. After taking the money, Smiley sputters something that sounds like good luck and leaves. Taking with him the stench of his cologne dabbed on in the hope of hiding the chemical stench of the crap he works with all day. Ridiculous. The guy that I almost put in the slammer a few years back for forging documents is now the same guy from whom I'm buying me freedom. Destiny is a strange thing.
But yeah. So what do we got on me? A pistol? Yeah, the voice acting is actually not bad. Cigarettes?
Saint Marie.
Okay, so that's just a boat. So now we're Sean McClane again.
Better take them. John Ford? That idiot Smiley used the first name he thought of to falsify these documents. Knowing him, I should have checked them out before giving him the money. But apart from breaking his nose, there isn't much I could have done. I'll need to leave this state as soon as possible. And I definitely don't have time to redo the documents considering that I need a photograph for them to be useful.
Now we got the documents.
Ketchup, napkins, and various condiments. Everything that you need to give flavor to the swill they serve in this place.
Can I talk to the bar owner? Or the restaurant owner? Or
What do you want, stranger?
is this your place?
Is this your place?
Yes, and the rifle I keep in my hands as well.
I see that there's a warm welcome in this house.
My friend, this place sees mostly farmers and truck drivers, and I don't like you, your little friend, and that guy who came in a while ago.
I'm just passing through.
I hope it. City slickers don't do well here.
I've got to go.
I have to go.
Okay.
What happens if I just leave without the girl? He can just leave without his girl? Or his daughter?
That could be helpful.
What are you picking up?
I don't have any idea what I could do with it, but I'll take it anyway.
I love sometime point and clicks. I don't need this. Though this one I need, despite that I don't know what I need it for.
No, better let her sleep.
It's like, what? It doesn't make much sense. I don't need it, but I'm going to take it anyway.
A Confederate flag. I hate Confederates. Count me out, thanks.
So...
Before I go back to New York, I need to figure out the problem of the photograph and the documents. Open 24 hours a day. I guess that's the only reason to go to a place like this. There are booze signs, but I don't recognize any of the brands. It's the car I used to get here. Consider By looking at the cables, I'd say that it must be the electric panel.
Can I give him the passport or ask him about the...
It doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't.
If I get near it, that yokel owner wouldn't think twice about pumping me full of lead.
So... we can't leave. Is there something here in the back that I have missed?
How special. Lard with beans. I guess I couldn't expect champagne and caviar in these parts. There are booze signs.
Yum! Lard and beans. Oh, there is something here.
It's a sort of photographic set. There are some wires running under the platform. This stuff probably needs to be plugged in. It doesn't work. I don't think it's plugged in. It doesn't. I don't think it. It does. I don't think. There are some wires running under the platform. This stuff probably needs to be plugged in. It does. I don't.
Okay, so how do I get under the platform? Do I go back inside and talk with the guy?
You again?
How does this camera out here work?
How does this camera out here work?
What do you want to know?
When I'm not talking to yokels, I dabble in photography.
Huh?
So, does that thing outside work or not?
No. I only use it when the Bunyan Derby goes by.
Bunyan Derby. What the hell is that?
Every March the 3rd, a marathon comes by from Los Angeles. About 200 idiots for 3 months trudge along Route 66 to New York.
So what
They
you
go
been up
by,
to, Warden?
They all want a photograph to remember their achievement. So I bought that thing there.
I need to take a photograph.
I need to take a photograph.
This is a gas station, not a photographer's lab. You need a photograph? Do like everyone else does and go see old Elliot in town. That old half-wit'll be more than happy to have a new customer.
I need it now.
And that's your problem, stranger.
I have to go.
Okay.
So... we have to divert his attention somehow to get to the power? What's that?
It's the kitchen door. Considering the...
Can I just smack him in the head with an ashtray?
It doesn't make any... It's a terrible... If I get near it, that yoke...
What do we got here?
The sign in front of the station... I don't need any. The car's full.
Can I use
Before
the car?
I go back to New York... Mars gas station. If it weren't the only gas station open...
So what do I have on me that I can use? We got a gun. We got the passport. Got an ashtray. What the hell do I need an ashtray for? Can I use that with the
It
platform?
doesn't make any... No, it isn't working this way.
Can I just shoot the gas station? Or that would be kind of fun.
It's a terrible idea.
I thought so. So, he doesn't want to pick up the plank. He just goes over here and click
I
it.
don't think... I don't...
Oh, what is this? It's so typical of this game.
I'll take a few kernels of corn.
What?
I took the only kernels that aren't rotten.
What?
I don't need...
Corn?
It's a terrible... No, it isn't worth...
So I got corn. I got an ashtray. What?
A cornfield. It's in bad shape. Most of the plants are dry or rotten.
So I need to make some kind of distraction? Somehow? But with what?
It doesn't... No, it doesn't... It's a terrible... I don't need... I don't need... I don't need it. I don't need it. I hate people who spit.
What?
A spittoon. Interesting metaphor for this place.
That would be a stupid thing.
It doesn't...
No, it doesn't make sense. Why would I have a spittoon? So I got an ashtray. I got corn. I got a lighter. And some booze.
Rye whis... It doesn't...
This doesn't make any sense.
Risking getting shot with a gun for a few bucks isn't a good idea.
You again, stranger?
Is that cornfield there yours?
Is that cornfield back there yours?
Did the Winchester send you?
No one sends me. Who are the Winchesters?
Sons of bitches who bought the farm back there a few months ago.
You don't seem to like them that much.
Nah, they're good for nothing. You just have to look at how they keep their farm. The only thing they know how to do is drink and smoke on the porch.
And why should they send someone to ask questions?
Because the other night I shot one of them in the ass. Those bastards, after dusk, they come to the back of my gas pump and they start playing with their guns. They shoot at whatever they see. I warned them that even if one of those bullets touch my pumps, the whole place is gonna blow up, but they didn't listen. So the other night, as soon as I heard them shooting, I went out and I shot one of them in the ass. And that idiot ran away yelling like a little girl.
Good story.
Stranger, this isn't a big city. This is how we take care of things around here. And the same goes for you. Give me crap and I'll turn your city ass into a colander.
Just point your gun at me once and I'll show you the difference between your old piece and my revolver.
Huh.
I have to...
Okay.
So, we have somehow, I presume we somehow have to make popcorn out of the corn, put the ashtray, so he said they were smoking on the porch, right? So
It doesn't make... No. It's a terrible...
So we somehow have to make popcorn and yeah, it is. It's an old game. Never heard of it. I stumbled upon it and then yeah.
No, it's a terrible. It doesn't.
Hmm. Yeah, I think we have to make popcorn, right?
It's a
Because
rain tank.
it makes a popping sound, right?
If I shot now, the gas station owner would fill my guts with lead before I could get away. No, it doesn't. A cornfield. It's in bad shape.
Cornfield. So what do we do here? We have to make popcorn somehow? I don't get it.
It doesn't work. I don't think it's the
I did say they were smoking on the porch and shooting as his on his gas station, right? Or his gas pumps.
It's a terrible. It doesn't. No. 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 It's a terrible. It's a terrible. It doesn't make.
But I don't quite understand what I have to do.
No. No. It doesn't. It's a terrible. It's a terrible. It doesn't. It doesn't. It's the car. Considering. Before I go back to.
So what do I do here? Come on.
It's a terrible. No. It's a terrible. It's a terrible. If I get near it, that yokel.
No, it can. Sometimes the hotspots
If
in
I
this.
want a drink, I have me ride with me.
The hotspots in
I
this
don't
game
have-
is so difficult to
I don't
see,
need it.
and what is distinguished about the scene, and what is just.
I don't have. No.
So sometimes it's pretty difficult. Can you see a spittoon right here? If you look at the stream, do you see that this is a special thing? It's like very difficult in this game in the resolution that it's running in to see what is a hotspot and what is just.
I don't need it. Ketchup, napkin, everything. If I get a photograph of a farm and a horse, count me out. I'm not going to talk.
So it's pretty difficult to see exactly what can I interact with and what is just like. So I'll bet there's something here, a hotspot that I haven't seen. It's very pixel perfect, pixel hunting kind of a game in some situations.
$0.10 for a guy. Only in the countryside can you still.
So do I just shoot at the sign or?
No, it is. One of the gas pumps is leaking. The pail is used to catch the leaking gas.
Oh.
What should I use with it? It doesn't make... It's a terrible idea. What should I use with it? It doesn't... It's a terrible... It doesn't... It doesn't make... It doesn't make any sense. It's a terrible... It's a terrible idea. It's a terrible idea. It's a terrible... It's a terrible... It's a terrible idea.
So what do I just use my lighter with the kerosene? It will create a fire though, but wouldn't that be a bit too dangerous?
No.
A small point. Yeah, it's
If I filled up the car with kerosene, I wouldn't go a foot before the engine burst. I don't need any. The car's full.
So what do I need the kerosene for?
What a crazy idea. How special. Lard with beans. I guess I couldn't expect champagne and caviar in these
We'll
parts.
figure it out, as I can't see spittoon inside. Yeah, exactly. So it's leaking gas. He doesn't want to use the ashtray.
It's a terrible...
Doesn't want to use the gun.
An iron ashtray.
Let's try the ashtray again.
No.
And he... So...
What should I use with it? One of the gas pumps is leaking. The pail is used to catch the leaking gas. No.
Doesn't want to use the popcorn. He doesn't want to use the ashtray. Doesn't make sense to take our documents. He doesn't want to use the lighter on the pail.
It doesn't make a... If I filled up the car with kerosene... What should I... No, it is... It's a tar... It's a tar... No. It doesn't... It doesn't... No.
Can we use it on the cornfield?
No. It... No. It's a terrible... No. It's a terrible...
Okay, I'm stumped here.
No, it is... It doesn't... It's the photographic set that the gas station owner uses to siphon off money from the Bunyan Derby gang. It doesn't work. I don't think it's plugged in. It's the photographic set. It doesn't. I don't. It doesn't. I don't think it's plugged. It's the photograph. It's the photograph. The sign in front of the station says, one of the gas pumps is leaking. The pail is used to catch the leaking gas. I don't need it. I don't. If I want a drink, I have me.
You again?
I have.
Okay.
Let's just give him the popcorn.
It's a terrible.
What if I give him the ashtray?
It doesn't. It's a terrible.
What about if I give him some money?
It doesn't.
I'm out of ideas here. I have no idea what to do. I don't know what I need to use the pail for.
No.
And we got the ashtray.
I hate people who spit. I hate people. A spittoon. Interesting metaphor for this place.
And he's not going to get
If
into his fuse box.
There are booze signs, but there are booze open 20. I guess that's the only reason to go to a place like this. What a crazy idea.
Does anybody have an idea? Because I'm stuck at the moment. I do believe that we have to use the pail to somehow put it on fire. Can I use the napkin? But why would I use... I think I tried everything in the pail, right? Can we soak it in...
It's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
I've tried the gun. I've tried the lighter. I've tried the ashtray.
It doesn't. It's a terrible idea.
So I'm open for suggestions if anybody has something, or else I'll just look it up.
The sign in front of the station said kerosene.
Good eyes.
If I filled up the car with kerosene,
Mm-hmm. And here we have the pail.
one of the gas pumps is leaking. The pail is used to catch the leaking gas.
It's very much inspired by Grim Fandango.
What should I use with it?
But I don't know what to use it with. We tried everything.
No.
Not going to use it on the door. He's not going to use it with the... He's not going to use it with the...
It doesn't make... It's a terrible... It doesn't... It's a terrible... No. No. It's a terrible... It's a terrible... It doesn't... It's a terrible idea.
So we can go over to the screen. I feel like there's a scene that we're missing, or something maybe, but...
It's a terrible idea. It doesn't make any sense.
He's not going to use it on the corn. He's not going to use it on the water tank.
It doesn't make... It doesn't... No. It doesn't...
I'm lost. I don't know what to do. And I don't see any other way to get to another scene. I don't see anything on the ground that I can pick up. He's not going to go onto the road, so there's nothing here in the back of the... So I'm at a loss.
Better not. If I get near that door, that yokel owner might shoot me. I better be careful around here. I bet that if I looked up the word yokel...
You again? Okay.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's a terrible... It does...
Does anybody have an idea?
No, it... No. No, it is...
Unless I'm just going to look it up.
It doesn't make... It's a terrible... It's a terrible... It doesn't... It doesn't... It doesn't... I don't... Ketchup, everything that you need to get... I don't need... I don't have... Jefferson Davis, Alexander Stevens, and other guys who a few decades ago wanted... Fantastic. All I needed was secessionist nostalgia. It's a cash register. Risking getting... I'm not gonna... Jefferson... Fantastic. A photograph... A photo...
I feel like I have... looked at everything in the scene, and I can't figure out what to do. There's nothing here. There's no board I can pick up. So either it's a small thing that I need that is... I'm going to look it up in a few minutes if nobody has an idea on what to do.
It's the photographic. It's the pho. It's the photograph. It's the photograph. It's the pho.
Just say cornfield, right?
A cornfield. It's in.
Can I just use my lighter on the cornfield, or?
No.
No.
No. It is. I don't need.
I don't have the slightest idea on what to do.
It doesn't. It's a terrible. It doesn't. It doesn't.
Oh well. Walkthrough time. Face Noir walkthrough. No. Face Noir walkthrough. This game, I think. Okay. I have no idea where are we. That's not where we are. We talked to him. Melville. Where are we? We've done that. We've done that as well. Wow, we're very long. So. Well, we haven't done this part, so that's part of the... We did that as well, right? Did this. Police station, Lower East Side, Ellis Island. Okay, so here we are. Take the propane and the... Take the papers and the ashtray. Exit to the road. Look at the photographic set and to the cornfield. Interact with the cornfield. Try to use the... And talk to the owner. Exit again. Use the lighter with the fuse. What? And use the oil lamp. Exit again and use the oil lamp. Where the hell is the oil lamp? What? So according to this game, there is an oil lamp somewhere.
It's the photograph.
What? Does anybody see an oil lamp? I sure don't. What did the walkthrough say again? Take the papers and the ashtray. Yeah. Exit to the road. Go right and look at the photographic set and the cornfield. Interact with the cornfield and try to use the photographic set. Go back inside and talk to the owner. Exit again and use the oil lamp. What? But I don't have an oil lamp.
The sign in front of the.
Is that an oil lamp that is right there?
How special. I guess I couldn't.
Is anybody seeing an oil lamp?
It's the photo. It's the photograph. A cornfield. It's in. A cornfield. It's in. It's the photo.
Okay, I need to find another walkthrough because I don't see. Use the lighter with the fuse. What? Use the bucket with the oil lamp. Use the lamp. Use the lighter. What? What? Here it is. You're Sean again. Take the documents left on the counter. Go outside and go to the right. Lucky for you, there's a photographic set that says Bunyan Derby is not working, of course. Look at the cornfield behind the set. Go inside and talk to the clerk. Ask about the photo set. He won't turn it on for you. Ask about the cornfield. Take the ashtray from the table near the sleeping girl. Go outside and use the lantern hanging on the post to the right of the car.
It doesn't work. I don't.
What? To the right of the car. Is anybody seeing an oil lamp? It says, use the lantern hanging on the post to the right of the car.
$0.10 for a gallon of gas, and only in the.
I don't see an oil lamp hanging on a post to the right of the car.
A cornfield. It's in bad shape.
Go outside. Take the ashtray from the table near the sleeping girl. Go outside. Use the lantern hanging on the post to the right of the car.
It's the car I used, considering who I stole it from. Before I go.
There it is. It's right there. You see what I mean? What does she say? Go outside, use the lantern on the post, use the fuel cap below the wick to see that the lantern is empty. Okay.
The gas cap. The tank's empty.
Okay. So now we can use the kerosene. Hard to find? Uh-huh. Do you see that? Do you see that there is an oil lamp right there? Not here, not here, not here, not here, but here.
What should I... Even if there's only a few drops of kerosene, it should be enough to make the lamp work. Now it should light up without problems. Better put the pail back in case I need more kerosene.
So now we got the...
It's better to hook it up to the lamp.
Hook what up to the lamp? Can I use the popcorn? Oh, I probably need to put the ashtray there.
It doesn't make... It's a terrible idea.
No? The popcorn?
No. No. No.
Okay, I'm gonna look this up. This doesn't make any sense. Use the bucket below and use it. And use the cornfield behind to get some corns. Use the lantern. Use your cigarette lighter to light the lamp. Oh, duh. So now we make popcorn? Now I can't interact with the lamp. I can just exit.
The glass cover is missing. That makes this lamp practically useless. It's a terrible idea.
So where do we get a glass cup? I'm sorry, I'm just so stumped with this. Use the metal ash from inside the lamp. Then use the metal ashtray from inside with the lamp. I tried that. I tried to use the ashtray, but he said he wouldn't use it. A terrible idea.
No, it fits perfectly.
Then the popcorn.
This idea is so crazy that it might just work.
Do I need to use the...
It doesn't.
So we just go inside?
Damn, Winchesters, here we go again. The lesson from the last time clearly wasn't enough.
Then he leaves.
Hey, you! I know you're hiding in the cornfields. Get out here if you have any guts, you sons of bitches. I'll show you.
Now that the yokel's gone, there's nothing stopping me from using this panel.
What does it say?
Better not touch this lever. Better not touch...
What? I hope we've turned on the power. We have. Yeah.
Good. Now that it works, let's see if I can make it as a photographer. I take the photograph and cut it somehow. Before attaching the documents, I hesitate for a second. From now on, my name is John Fard.
John
Sean
Fard.
McClane doesn't exist anymore. Sean McClane is dead. Then I make up my mind and I attach the damn photo. I don't have time to get all misty-eyed now. The documents should be fine now. I can finally get away from this place.
John Fard. Yes. John Fard. Now we can get the sleeping girl, I guess.
It's time to go. The car's headlights slice through the dark desolation of Essex County. I look for some landmarks to make the trip less boring, but I can't find anything. There's just darkness around me, and the car whizzes by in the middle of the road.
I'm sorry for the harsh wake-up, Del Nero, but Oscar and good manners never went hand in hand.
I kind of figured that out.
You must understand him. He's been out of the boxing world for too long. When he got diagnosed with a form of mutism, he was competing for the state's heavyweight title. Unfortunately, a rule doesn't allow people with his kind of problems to fight. So he had to continue in illegal joints. People there don't care much about rules. What they really care about is a good show. The first time I saw him fight, I immediately understood that that shabby ring under the stairs of a butcher shop wasn't the place for him, so I took him with me.
From beating people up to killing them. That's a big career move, I'd say.
Come on, Del Nero. We aren't an organization of killers. We follow an ideal.
What ideals? You're just criminals in search of power.
But power is an ideal, Del Nero. Our entire history was shaped by men who did great things in search of power. Do you really think that people like Julius Caesar or Napoleon did what they did for the sake of their people? Man was born to have power, and his entire existence is an expression of this desire. We study to get important jobs. We train to become stronger. We work at companies where we can move up the ladder. All this to have power.
I bet that you spend hours in front of the mirror repeating this little speech.
Del Nero, I just want you to see our reasons, and maybe avoid you ending up like that pathetic excuse for a man, Malone.
Go to hell, you and your reasons.
As you wish, Del Nero. I thought you were smarter, but if you don't plan on telling us anything if we use the carrot... Where is the girl?
Check the
Why
nurse.
are you persisting in protecting a girl that has been entrusted to you by a man who's betrayed you in the past?
I don't know who you're talking
I
about.
don't know what you're talking about.
Del Nero, do you really want to die like your pal McClane?
Why would you really shatter my dream of dying extreme of...
Del Nero, where's the girl?
I must have lost her. I'm a terrible nanny.
You're making me tired. I'm not going to ask you a second time. Where have you hid the girl?
Oh,
What is it, cat got your tongue? When Oscar's done with you, that won't be a problem anymore.
Edward, knock it off.
this voice. I know this voice. It's Victoria. What the hell is she doing here?
Now that the Good Samaritan has arrived, we're all here.
Edward, you're disgusting. When this story is over, you'll answer directly to the bosses for your conduct.
Victoria. How is it possible that she is mixed up in this story? It's impossible.
This disgusting behavior is the only way to get your little friend to talk. It looks like he's having fun playing the tough guy.
I told you that you wouldn't have gotten anything from him.
So how do you plan to figure out where he hid the girl?
Using a little intelligence and civility.
Are you going to get him to tell you where he hid the girl just by asking pretty please?
We don't need him to tell us.
What do you mean?
If, before you started leaning on him, you'd look in his pockets, you'd have figured out where the girl is.
You know where she is?
On the Lower East Side, in a small pub owned by a certain Greta Reed.
Greta Reed?
Dannazione. Greta's handkerchief. They must have figured out from that where the girl is. Greta's in danger. I have to do something, but I can't even talk. That beast has gone to town on me.
Jack, can you hear me? I'm sorry about everything that's happened. I didn't want to put you in the middle of all this, but I didn't have a choice. That girl is too important to us. She has to go back to where she came from.
Victoria, how could you?
I'm sorry, Jack. I'd like to explain it all to you, but there is no time. As soon as we get out of the city, you and your friend will be freed, but don't try to follow us. I'm sorry things went this way. Goodbye, Jack.
Victoria.
Edward, you and your ape can come with me. We have to load the cars. The plane is waiting for us. Hurry up.
Plane? What plane? Victoria, where are you taking the girl?
Del Nero, it looks like you got lucky this time. Your friend saved you just in time. But the next time we meet, I can't guarantee you'll be so lucky.
Edward!
Don't worry, Good Samaritan. I won't do anything to him.
Hurry up. We don't have time.
It looks like we'll have to go now, Del Nero. Let Oscar say his goodbyes.
Ah, my head. I must have passed out for a while. Judging from the light filtering through the windows, it must be at least 6 a.m. Out there, the sun's rising. Some thugs with a love for archaeology are running away with a girl, and I'm stuck here, tied to a chair with a nose that looks like mush. I better figure out how to free myself. It's a steam engine. This steel beast must have some part in the alcohol distillation process. I don't see anything that could be useful here. I don't see... It's a... I'm tied up. I can't get anything from my coat.
And we can't, like...
I don't... I'm tied up. I can't.
Okay, what is this? Okay. So it's kind of a... Okay, so this. Oh. Oh, so it was... What is that doing?
That spinning wheel should be good enough to cut the tape that's keeping my hands tied. Good. I managed to cut the tape that was tying my hands. Now I just have to figure out how to get out of here. Dannazione, my nose. It started to bleed again. If I don't want to pass out like a little girl, I better fix my nose as soon as possible. No clue.
How do I fix my nose?
It's the distillation system. I don't think it's the... I don't think... I don't see... This barrel is too heavy. This barrel...
Don't know if I'm dying or... Okay, what is over here? There's something over here.
The gun isn't there. At least they left the most important thing. A drop of rye was just what I needed. It helped with my aching nose. But I still have to try to fix myself up as soon as possible. I won't get too far in this condition.
But... he doesn't want to use the plaster.
Some pieces of tape that tied my... The shutters are closed. It doesn't make any sense to me. These crates contain peat, the combustible used to produce some kinds of whiskey.
You know what? I'm so tired of this bonking. How do I use this? Use the small control behind the use the black switch. Start the machine. Yeah. Use the box on the small table outside to get your belongings. Look at the white item on the table. It's Greta's telltale handkerchief. What? That small piece?
Given the situation, I don't think that Greta will be offended if I use her handkerchief to stop the bleeding. First, I need to disinfect it and find a way to keep it on my nose.
Well, you got your rye, so you got your whiskey.
Sean's rye will work perfectly as a disinfectant. I can't spend all my time holding a handkerchief on my nose. I have to find a way to keep it on my nose.
Oh, you got your...
Tape will be perfect to keep the bandage on my nose. I can't take it anymore. I lost too much blood.
I'm dying? Oh. Okay, so now we know what to do.
Done. Started. If I don't want...
Pick this up here. Yeah, but at least we know what to do.
The gun isn't... At least they left them...
At least we know what to do, right?
A drop of rye was... But I still have to...
Then we take the hanky.
Given the... First, I need to...
Then we take this part here.
Sean's rye.
And then we take the plaster.
Tape will be perfect to keep the bandage on my nose. Yes, that should work now. Now it's better, but I doubt that the bandage will hold for long. I must get out of here as soon as possible. Hey, is anybody there?
Hey, investigator! You in here?
John, is that you?
Who you want? Certainly, I John.
How the hell did you get here?
I look for you in Ellis Island, but you disappear. So I go back to your friend in club.
You went to see Greta?
Yes, your friend with the red hairs. But when I get to joint, I see her and girl get in car with same guy I see in port.
Dannazione. They already got them.
I decided to follow the car here, but they stayed no long. Man from the port met a woman and two guys. They talked something about ferry that was waiting, and they left.
Do you know where they went?
I don't know. They left half an hour ago.
Where are we?
Where are we?
Oh, but you in my town. Chinatown!
Can you find a way to get out here?
Can you find a way to get me out of here?
No, only entrance is this shutter. I can no open.
I'm going to go back to figure out a way to
I'm
get
going
out.
to go back to figuring out a way to get out of here.
Okay.
I'm sure that whoever set up this distillery also put in an emergency exit, just in case the police came.
So I guess we have to use this, whatever this is? What is this? What? I have no idea what this is. The game is giving me absolutely nothing. What? What is this bullshit?
These crates contain peat, the combustible used to produce some kinds of whiskey. It's the distillation system. Sooner or later, I'll buy one for my office.
Of course you are.
I don't think it's the right... I don't think... It's a... illegal. The end of Prohibition convinced all the mob bosses to switch to other types of business. This barrel is...
Would the Chinese guy know something about it?
The shutters are John.
Investigator.
Can you find a way to get me out of here?
No, only entrance is this shutter. I can no open.
I'm going...
Okay.
I don't see... No clue. It's a steam engine. I don't see... It's a steam engine. Pretty strange thing to find in an illegal distillery.
I have no idea what to do here. What what is the purpose of this? I can only move it left and right. Like, and I can only manipulate these three pieces. What is it that I need to do? There's nothing else I can do here. There's only these three pieces, not the middle piece, so this six pieces I can do something with. But what? Game? Are you gonna give me something? Like a hint or a clue or something? There has to be a clue somewhere in this. There has to be something I can look at or...
It's almost dawn. There aren't any. I have to find another way.
There has to be some kind of clue somewhere, like a symbol or...
Illegal booze. A business from the past. The end of.
I bet it has to do something with this tankard over here. Because there seems to be some odd stuff here on the tank. Let me just try to zoom in here. Took another screenshot. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is what I hate about this game. That there's no real way of... With this low resolution, I bet if I change my screen to like 800 by 600, I can see the symbol. But see what we're working with here. This is just... Okay, but then again, it's a 12-year-old game. But, wow. Image. How in the hell would I be able to see this? So this is apparently the symbol we had to find in order to fix the thingamabob. Jesus Christ. Okay, so let's see here.
Pretty strange thing.
Yeah. So you're there. I was actually pretty close. Maybe it's the other way around. Or...
I was sure that there was some kind of a secret passage in here.
Wow. Wow. But okay. Boop. Boop. Jesus, Mother of Christ. This is what when you play old games where the resolution isn't that easy to see. What is this?
Part of this panel is burned. The humidity must have caused a short circuit. Of the many advices my mother gave me when I was little, I definitely remember the one in which she told me never to put my fingers in a socket. I think I'll continue to follow that advice.
You're so boring. Anything else here? I can leave. I can't go. I can climb back up.
Barrels full of bitumen that is now solidified, probably left here for some old repairs. I don't need any bitumen now.
What is bitumen?
Rusted hooks and ropes that have seen better days. I'll take one of the ropes.
Okay.
I took a couple. They could come in handy.
This is what I mean that you can't see shit with this low resolution, but okay. What happens if we go in here?
It's so dark in here I can't even see the back of my hand.
But you got your flashlight, friend.
Welcome on board, ladies and gentlemen. The panoramic tour of the sewers of New York is about to start.
What's this?
It looks like the piping starts from here.
It's one of these where you just have to button bash. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing something.
No.
No.
It looks like... No. No.
No. Okay, let's go down. Jesus. Oh, this is going back outside, right? It must be going back outside. Okay. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I turned a valve. Don't know why, but I did. A dead end. Another dead end. Was this the exit or...
Fantastic. I wander around the sewers of New York only to find out that the only way to get out of here is a staircase that is impossible to reach. Pretty hard to use a floating bridge when you don't have anything to let it float on. Moreover, one of the barrels is unhooked. Pretty hard to use.
What's this?
It's the gauge that tells you the pressure inside the pipe. And now it's a little above the norm. It doesn't make any sense.
Is that good or
Collection
bad?
Basin 28. According to what's written here, this basin is used to collect excess rainwater. If the pressure in the pipes becomes too high, then the water is deviated into this basin.
Oh. Okay, so I have to find another valve. Can I use this rope?
Yes, I think the rope is long enough to attach the barrel to the bridge. It seems to work. I even have part of the rope left. Pretty hard to use a floating bridge when you don't have...
Okay, so I have to go back into the maze. So if I look here on the pipes... So what happens if I follow the pipes instead of just following the... So let's follow the pipes just to see if we get into a valve. Something is here. Button bashing. So that was one pipe, or two pipes, so we go back to the other where they crossed path. So there were two pipes leading into the exit, so I guess we go back and follow that pipe as well. So here's the two other pipes. So let's see where the other pipe, both of these goes this way. So I bet one of them will turn off or will deviate from the other one. At a certain point, they do. So let's go left. Here it is. So now we have turned on 3 valves, right? Yes, we got the first one at the beginning, then we found the second one, so we should have all the ones. So I think we're good. Because he said that if the pressure was too high, the rainwater would deviate into this. So now we should have enough water. Hell yeah.
It should work.
I'm just good at this. Maybe we should save. Just as a precaution. Number 20.
I don't have time to wander the streets of Chinatown. I have to find out where Victoria and the others are headed.
So I guess this is my Chinese friend. My Chinese taxi driver.
Wow. You able to get out? You like magician that disappear from stage and then we appear behind you.
Mr.
Right.
Wise,
When
hello
this is
and
all over, I'll
welcome.
try to find a job with the circus.
What you want to do now? You don't think I better call police?
Police?
Given how things are unfolding, I'd say that the police wouldn't help much.
Where's your cab?
Where's your cab?
Cab parked 2 blocks from here. I was afraid the man from port would recognize it, so hid an alley.
That's the first good idea today.
I always full of good idea.
Sure.
Sorry, but I have to use the bathroom yet again. All this coffee and water. So, I'll be right back. I'm back. Yeah, I don't know why. It's there are some very stereotypical views on some of these people here. Know where the car with the girl is headed?
Do you know where the car with the girl is headed?
No, when I arrive, I hear only that man from port and woman talk about ferry to take.
A ferry.
May I know where the car with the girl is headed?
Maybe I know where the car with the girl is headed.
Where?
The airport.
It doesn't make any sense.
The stage death. The airport.
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any... While I was being used as a punching bag, I heard Victoria say something about a plane she had to catch. They definitely won't be leaving from the main airport. No matter how many connections they have in New York, a girl can't get on board without someone asking questions. So they must have picked a much more discreet airport. And I'm sure that the ferry that you heard them talking about is the same one I found the ad for in Victoria's office. So they're headed to Glen Cove.
Wow, you good as investigator.
Not good enough. Even if I know that they're going to Glen Cove, I
And
don't
even
have
the
any idea which
subtitles
airport they went to.
are
If I only had a map.
phonetically typing
I
out
have
what he's
map.
You have a map with you?
Certainly, I drive cab.
Certainly,
Without map,
I drive
don't
cab.
get nowhere.
John, I'm starting to think that you're not as useless as I thought.
You always have something nice to say, huh?
They're not even translating it to proper English or American. They keep typing out the phonetic way of him saying it. Give me the map.
Give me the map.
Here.
I don't see anything here. I don't see... I don't see...
So what are we looking
I don't
for?
see... I don't see...
So what are we looking
don't see-
for?
No, they certainly can't have picked an airport like this to leave the city. It'd be too showy. I don't see any...
So where's the other airport?
I don't see... I don't see anything. I don't see... I don't see anything here. I don't see anything. I don't see anything here.
You don't see anything much, huh?
I don't see anything here. I don't see any...
So where's the other airport?
I don't see... I don't see... I don't see... I don't... I don't see anything here.
Is that
I don't
an
see anything
Oh,
here.
that's not an airport. If somebody sees something
don't
with
see anything.
airport or something that would make sense,
I don't
just
see anything.
say it, because it's pretty difficult to see with this low resolution what exactly I'm looking for. I'm looking for another thing that says airport,
I don't
right?
see anything here.
And we tried this
No.
one. That's not good enough.
I don't see any...
This is a
I don't see anything.
cemetery.
I don't see anything. I don't see anything.
So does anybody see anything else that says airport or could look like an airport?
I don't see anything. I don't see anything. I don't see... I don't see anything. I don't see anything. I don't... I don't see... I don't see... I don't...
He doesn't see anything.
I don't...
I feel like Monkey Island sometime.
I don't see anything. I don't... I don't... I don't... I don't see anything. I don't...
Airport down? Okay.
I don't see anything here.
Lefty?
I don't see anything. I don't see.
Yeah, but it doesn't say anything when I say
I
airport.
don't see any. I don't see anything. I don't see any. I don't see any. I don't see.
Yeah, weird, right?
I don't see anything. I don't. I don't. I don't see anything.
And I can't
I don't
change
see
my
any-
marker.
I don't
It just
see any-
says, I don't see.
I don't see any. I don't see any. I don't see any. I don't. I don't see any. I don't. I don't. I don't. I don't.
And it's,
I don't see any. I don't see anything here.
he does say,
I don't see anything. I don't. Here, MacArthur
Look.
Airport.
There we
aren't
go.
any other airports for miles. This is definitely where they're headed. If I take the Northern Boulevard, I should get there in less than 2 hours. Considering the time it takes with the ferry, they must still be traveling. John,
You know where Goo is?
maybe, but I need you to do me a favor.
I think this me not like.
I need you to call a certain Violetta Moore and ask him to go to the museum in Central Park.
We no get girl and friend?
Yes, but I'll go alone.
And how you plan to go?
With your cab.
You want me? Give my cab to you?
Yes, you can't come where I have to go. You'd only get in my way.
Not a question. I no give you cab.
If I have to, I'll take it by force, so stop jabbering.
Damn it, this is unfair. You had me arrested today. Kidnapped girl, got mixed up in this story, and now you want cab? This is absolutely not fair.
Tomorrow morning, if everything goes well, you'll find it parked on the Lower East Side.
And if not, go where?
I'll be dead, and one of the advantages of being dead is not having to apologize to upset cab drivers for their destroyed cabs.
Ah, okay. You take cab, but promise to be careful. Cab only thing I have.
Relax, I'll treat it like it were mine.
I not feel better.
Remember to call Violetta Moore. His number's in the book.
Violetta Moore, Central Park Museum. I remember everything.
Good. It's time to go stop an airplane. The dawn lights up the hills of Glen Cove, while the cab is swallowed up by the shadows of the sequoias that surround the highway. After a mile of twists and turns, a blue sign tells me that I'm close. I leave the cab a quarter of a mile from the airport, hidden among the trees, and go the rest of the way by foot, for safety's sake. Marzetti, I'm coming to even up the score.
Oscar. Have you seen Diaz? If you see her, don't let on that you've seen me. I plan on having a chat with our guest, and I don't want Diaz underfoot. While I entertain myself with the pretty redhead, you stay here and be on call. If you see someone, you know what to do.
A redhead. He was definitely talking about Greta, so they brought her here, too. I have to find a way into the airport, but so long as that ogre Oscar is there, I don't think it'll be easy. A crowbar, a pretty lucky find. I'll take it. This trinket will definitely come in handy. If I go any further, Oscar will see me. A flight plan, dated May 1931. It says a lot about how busy this place is. I don't think that Oscar would let me go if I showed him a fake boarding card. That guy doesn't seem that stupid.
What is this?
It looks like a hurricane went through this room. There's ruined furniture and papers everywhere. Even if there No, I don't see what I should do with it.
How are we supposed to see things here? It's like...
I don't think that I don't...
I don't think I like this character. No.
I had to walk half a mile on foot.
It's a bit... There are stuff here that I like about the game, and then there's just something where it's like... But then again, think of back in the old mobster era, right? With, you know, where they used like maybe words that we won't use today. You know, bad slurs about Chinese people, Americans, Scottish people, and stuff like that, right?
I'll attract Oscar's attention by making some noise with these pipes. If I hide in the room next door, I might be able to catch him by surprise. Dannazione! I need him to get closer.
Can we use the crowbar?
No clue. At least none. No clue.
How do we get him closer?
No clue. No clue. No clue.
No one is gonna call you out for leaving out racial slurs and the likes. I keep thinking that this game is like 12 years old. It's in an era...
Dannazione! I need him to get closer.
It's 12 years old. It's back with the mobsters, Italians, the Americans, and everything. The what do you call it? The Prohibition. Prohibition, yes. And then again, like I talked the other day, that you should think about what you're saying today about foreigners, religion, and stuff like that. But this game is 12 years old. I don't think when they made that game that they were thinking about what could happen 12 years later. And again, it's in an era where they had a different speech, another way of pronouncing and talking about different people, right? And different races. So how do we get him over here?
If I want to hit him, first I have to figure out a way to catch him off guard.
What happens if I just use the crowbar on him?
No clue. No.
And you don't want to use the pipe.
No, it doesn't. I don't see how. No. I don't see how I could use them to.
So how do we get him closer? I hit the pipe. And I can't interact with things happening. So there has to be something else here that I can make a noise with.
Those are downspouts. Those are down.
Well, I think they may have been trying
I
hard.
think I can do without it.
Yeah, but Braxton, if you think about it, it's an old game. It's in an era from like 34 or 35 or 40s, right? Where they have a different way of speaking and acting and so I can see how people maybe finding this game offensive today. But then again, the game is in another era where people talked differently, act differently, had another vision of foreigners and people and religion. And he's not going to go this way, right?
I had to walk half a mile on foot
No,
so
I
no
just
one
don't
would see
like
me
how-
coming
Oh,
by cab.
the
I
story
have
and
no
how-
intention of going
Sure.
back.
But then again, he's a drunk out. He's an alcoholic private eye who, you know.
I don't think that Oscar would let me go if I showed him a fake boarding card. That guy doesn't seem that stupid. I don't think...
So, can I use the rope somehow?
No. I don't see how... No. No clue. I don't see how I...
How can I get him closer?
I don't think... I don't see how I... No clue. No, it doesn't...
But he's just a desperate
I don't see how I...
private eye, right? So
No clue.
this is so impossible to see what I can interact with this game. Like, it's so impossible to see stuff here.
MacArthur Airport. This really... MacArthur, this really...
And I can't use the rope. I can't use the crowbar to make more sounds. Can I use the keys?
No, it doesn't... Even if there was something useful, I wouldn't be able to find it in the middle of this mess.
But what mess?
It looks like a hurricane went through this room.
Fuck it. This is getting way too obtuse. Pick up the crowbar, use the flashlight with the table inside the building through the rightmost window. Why don't you just say it's dark then? Jesus, game.
Yes, the light from this flashlight should be enough to attract Oscar's attention. Once he's inside, I shouldn't have any problems hitting him with the crowbar. Good. With this, I have at least evened up the score. What the... My gun! Oscar had it with him. He must have taken it from me in Chinatown. Good. At least I'm not unarmed now. Even passed out, that guy is still dangerous. If he woke up, he'd only need a second to rip off my head with one of his fists.
Use the rope on him?
Yes, tying him with these ropes should stop him from causing any damage if he wakes up. Okay, I got the flashlight back, tied up Oscar, and hid him under one of the desks. I hope no one comes looking for him. If they don't see him at the front door, it won't take them long to figure out what happened. I'd say it's better to hurry now that the entrance to the airport is free. It seems like someone's in there.
You're a stinker of a man, Edward.
I don't understand this hostility towards me. I'd like to remind you that most of what you've got because of me.
If you're talking about that sick feeling that I get when I hear your name, yes, that's all because of you.
What a sharp tongue, sweetheart.
Don't call me sweetheart.
Once upon a time, you liked it when I called you that.
Once upon a time, I was just a girl. Too naive to understand what a bastard you are.
So I'm a bastard. You didn't feel that way when I gave you the money to keep that stupid bar for losers open.
You didn't give me that money for free. You used it to buy my youth.
Everything has a price, sweetheart. You just have to figure out what it is.
Even the life of a girl?
To tell the truth, that girl belonged to us well before your detective found her.
She's just a kid. She doesn't belong to anyone.
Don't let appearances fool you. That girl is more dangerous than you can imagine.
How dangerous could a kid be?
I don't know. I'm not interested in these things. I'm just interested in what they might give me for her.
Money. Everything boils down to money for you.
Not this time. There's something more interesting than money.
What?
Sweetheart, you'd do well to keep your nose out of this, or you'll end up like your detective.
Jack? Where is he now?
Don't worry. Your little friend is safe. Not feeling too well, but safe. Even if I can't guarantee that he'll stay that way for long.
You're a bastard, Edward.
Calm down. I don't want to blush with all these compliments. Anyway, my dear little flying Dutch girl, I have some business to take care of now, so have a nice stay in this room, made up just for you.
Coward.
Okay, so...
I have to be careful. If they saw me now, I'd waste the element of surprise. And lose my life.
Can I shoot him?
Too risky.
You're such a bad private detective.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
It would. It would just knock him out instead of being an asshole.
Impossible to get to from here.
Are you going into the window or?
Greta!
Oh.
Greta!
Jack! How did you get here?
Long story. We don't have time now. I have to find Emily before the plane takes off.
Emily?
Yes, that's the girl's name.
How do you know that?
You won't believe me, but it came to me in a dream.
What are you planning to do?
If I find a way to distract them, I can get Emily without anyone seeing. When they find out what happened, we'll be far away.
And how are you planning to leave this place?
John's cab is parked about a half-mile from here, but I need your help.
I won't be of much help locked up in this place.
Don't worry, I'll find a way to get you out.
Okay.
I'm going.
Jack.
What?
I guess you heard the conversation between me and Marcetti.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I should have told you.
Greta, there's nothing to explain.
I know, but...
Greta, we don't have time now. We have to get Emily off that damn airplane.
You're right.
Okay. Can I use the crowbar to break her free, or...
I don't see how I could use them together.
You're such an idiot.
If I need a car, I have Chan's cab. It's hidden in the trees about a half-mile from here.
Yeah, but how do we...
I've seen that. It's the same one that was at the Melville port when they killed Sean.
Okay, but... Do we go here to get the cab?
I had to walk half a mile on foot so no one would.
Okay, he doesn't want to go there.
I've seen that. It's the same.
Okay. So what do we do here? What can we do?
This must be the antenna for radio communications.
And you're not going to knock him out with the...
No, it doesn't make any sense.
Have to find the girl? Which... I have an idea. We have to have this cutscene for him walking back.
MacArthur Airport. This really...
What happens if I use this small horn?
I don't see it. I'm not going to play. I'm not going to play.
Okay.
I can't get Greta.
Can we use the lockpick?
I would need to have a good reason.
The gun?
It's a terrible... Too risky.
God damn it.
We're not at a shooting range. Right now, I can't think of anything.
I don't care. This game is getting a bit out of hand. Lights out, get your gun, go through the airport entrance, look in the window to the right of Jack, walk to the conversation, use the window again to talk to Greta, use the crowbar on the door. I tried to use the crowbar! That's probably
Yes,
that.
I just have to be careful not to make too much noise.
Jesus.
Jack,
I can't see.
The thing with Marsetti was a long time ago. I was one of the many dancers that worked at his joints in Little Italy. We shared a few words every so often, but nothing more. Then one day, my old man got sick. This strange disease he picked up during the war that seemed to have been dormant until then. With the money I was making, I was barely managing to pay for the treatments that he needed, but his joint was losing money. So I asked Edward for help. The money I needed was nothing for him. He gave it to me without any problems. But I had no idea about what would have happened afterwards. I became his property. My life was his. I never said anything to my old man. Proud as he was, he would have killed himself rather than see his daughter in that situation. But he died a few years later when his disease got worse. I left my career as a dancer and I focused on the red tulip, the thing my father loved the most. Edward didn't call me anymore. He'd probably bought a younger woman and wasn't interested in me anymore. I was free, but I had no reason to be happy.
Greta, we all have things that we do in our lives that we aren't proud of. You don't need to explain yourself. Certainly not to me. I'm just one of the many losers that come into your joint to ruin his liver.
Jack, you know how I feel about you.
Women and gambling. If you think you know anything about either, it won't be long before you step in it.
Just this once, can you set your cynicism aside?
It's not cynicism, kid. It's just my way to survive.
Jack. Jack. Jack!
McLean, we're here.
Good.
Nicholas said that the professor is hidden inside the museum, top floor, room 13. The back door was left open. You shouldn't have any problems, but keep your eyes well open anyway.
I'll keep that in mind.
We'll be waiting for you here.
I won't be long.
Okay. What do I have on me? My gun, money, and my bottle. Okay.
It's locked. I hate when things don't turn out as planned.
Can we
I
use the
don't
lamp?
need this stuff.
Do we use the gun to get in?
Well, I don't want to waste time with locked doors. I'll just open it my way.
I can't remember. Where did we find the map? Oh, I remember. The map was right here in this rubble here, so you can see there is a map
There are
right
some
here.
floor plans for the museum on the table.
There, you see?
I can do without it.
So, you know that there is a map right here on this table, right? You see it. That took me like 30, 40 minutes to find that this was a table with a map on it when I played Del Nero.
The professor's office is in room 13, top floor. I should be able to figure out how to get there.
Okay.
It was more difficult than I thought, but here I am. This is where Professor Zindler is.
And this should be the door.
When I enter in the office, I find the professor. You finally made it, he says. You're finally here. I know everything from this recording. Are you the man who's supposed to save us? The answer is simple. No. Find the professor, kill him, and get back what he took from us. These are the orders. Black Lily's orders. Get back what he took from us. I think about documents, cash, or some strange object, but not this. A girl? I have to kidnap a kid? She's Emily's age, my sister's age when she disappeared, and I couldn't protect her. A couple of voices, I guess what's left of me conscience, start to fight in me head. A girl. I can't give a girl to Black Lily. The voices win. I take the girl and I head straight for the entrance, taking a different way. I wasted some time and the Turk will be suspicious. He might come in the museum. I'm not wrong.
McLean is taking too long. Something is not right. Oscar, you keep guard here. I'm going to check whether everything is going as planned.
Damn it, the Turk got suspicious of me taking so long. It'll take him a while to figure out what happened. Better use this opportunity to get out of here.
Save. Okay. So I have to... Okay. I didn't see him before he moved, so... Is he moving? Or just standing? Waiting for him to turn. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Good. Now I just have to figure out how to get as far away as possible from here. They left the car unlocked. I'll just borrow it. Run away, Sean. Run away as far as possible. You've done some pretty dumb things in your life, but this beats them all. Standing up to Black Lily to protect a girl? It's this type of sentimentality that'll get you killed. But maybe it's better that way. A man once told me it's not how you live, but how you die that says who you are. And I don't want to die a murderer.
Jack, you've finally come to.
Dannazione. That's the second time I've ended up on the floor today. I should start taking boxing lessons. It seems to be all the rage right now.
What are we going to do now? We're trapped.
And the plane will leave soon. We need to get out of here.
Jack?
Victoria?
Yeah, it's me. You should have followed my advice and never left that storeroom.
I have a hard time following the advice of someone who first ties me up and then uses me as a punching bag.
You know that wasn't my idea. Right from the beginning, I tried to make sure you wouldn't get involved.
When this is all over, remind me to give you a box of chocolates as a thank you.
Jack, I know all this seems wrong to you.
Wrong? Betting money on a lame horse is wrong. Kidnapping a girl to sacrifice her to some phantom divinity is crazy.
Jack, neither of us can stop the destiny of this girl.
Destiny. Destiny? You keep repeating this word, as if in the name of destiny you could commit the most atrocious crimes.
As hard as it might be to believe, I'd like to let that girl go too. She's certainly not responsible for this situation, but it's our duty to make sure that she fulfills the purpose for which she was born.
The purpose for which she was born? And since when does Black Lily help girls fulfill their destiny?
Black Lily? Do you really think I work for Black Lily, Jack?
No? So what is it? A special partnership? A part-time job to round out your salary?
Jack, Black Lily is just a pawn we use to get the girl here in New York. It's them working for us.
And who is this us?
The less you know, Jack, the better it is for you.
Victoria, who's behind this?
I'm sorry, Jack. Maybe one day we'll meet again and I'll tell you everything. But I have to go now. I have a plane to catch. I gave specific orders that you and your friend be released after I leave. But don't try to follow us. It'd be pointless.
Victoria, wait.
Goodbye, Jack.
Victoria!
This whole thing is ridiculous.
I don't care if it's ridiculous or not. That girl is not leaving this airport. I'll stop her, even if it's the last thing I do. It's pointless. Part of the stairs collapsed. It's closed from the... And what should I use them with? Yes, it could work.
I don't know what I'm using, but something? What is it?
I moved the liquid propane tank in front of the door.
Oh, it's a propane tank. So... use the gun on the propane tank? That would be quite stupid.
And now let's get out of here.
Okay.
Greta, take cover. Greta, I have to stop that plane from leaving.
What are you going to do?
I don't know yet. You get the car. It's hidden in the trees near the entrance. The keys are on the dash.
Okay.
Keep the engine running. We need to leave as soon as I get the girl.
Jack?
Yes?
Be careful.
There's no time to be careful. Not this time. Greta, go. Dannazione. It's too late.
It looks like you're too late, Del Nero.
What are you doing here? Why aren't you on that plane?
I hate traveling. I'm not the kind of guy who crosses the desert on a camel. I prefer the comfort of the big city. Moreover, had I left, I would have missed the chance to deal with you. You made me look ridiculous in the eyes of the organization, and I don't have any intention of letting you get away with it.
And what do you want to do? Kill me? I can see it on your face that you've never shot anyone. You're not that kind of guy. You send your men to do your dirty work.
You're right. I've never shot anyone, even though many men and women died because I ordered it.
How brave.
But you know, there's a first time for everything.
I'm dead. There is nothing else I can do. Emily, Greta, I'm sorry I couldn't protect you. It's over. I'm dead. Emily, Greta, I'm sorry that I couldn't protect you. I let myself get knocked off by the first idiot that came around. Tomorrow, I'll be one of the many names that fill the newspaper's crime report. Or maybe not even that. Maybe they'll just throw my body in the East River, or in some dump. No one will realize I'm gone. Except for that stingy Slavonsky when he'll come to collect the rent. Nice life. Who knows what kind of place this is? I only see strange white lights in front of me. Is this heaven? Let's not kid ourselves. Heaven isn't the place for a washed-up detective with a drinking problem. It's got to be hell. At least I'll see a lot of my old friends. I thought hell would be different. You know? Fire, flames, strange creatures with horns. There's just water here. Water and strange hanging wires.
Okay. Saving. So, what do we got? Seems to be a clock?
A huge clock suspended in midair. I know I should be surprised, but I doubt this is the strangest thing I'll see in this place. It seems to have stopped. The hands aren't moving. I don't have anything with me, not even my cigarettes.
Something on the ground, or... I can go this way.
A pub in the middle of hell. I'm starting to like this place.
Talk to the guy? What is this place?
Jack, it's been ages.
Sean?
Right. Haven't seen you for a while.
What is this place?
This is no place, and is nowhere.
Am I dead?
Yes, Jack, you're dead. Like me.
Well, if this is hell, it isn't too bad.
True. The booze is free, and you don't have to worry about your liver. You're already dead. I'm sure you have a few questions for me. Ask what you want, but I'm warning you, we don't have much time.
I didn't think that time would be a problem here.
It counts more than you can imagine. Come on, Jack, ask what you want to know.
Why did you lie at Valentine's trial?
Why did you lie at Valenti's trial?
Valenti's.
I thought you'd ask me that.
I spent a year in the clink for that. I think you owe me.
You're right. The answer is simple. The most obvious one. Money.
You sold out for money?
Right. A police's salary wasn't enough to pay me old man's debts. He loved to play them horses, and he was in deep with the Valenti family. That good for nothing. He was a bad father and an even worse gambler. He bet it all on the horses and never won once. We were at the track the day me sister disappeared. Too focused on watching that damned horse that no one would have placed a buck on to realize that his daughter wasn't there anymore. My old man. A man that the world would have been better off without. He racked up so many debts that I would have needed 2 lives to get the money together. And Valenti knew it. That's why he offered me a solution to the whole problem. Both his kids had been arrested for booze trafficking. The judge gave them a year in the slammer each. But those 2 brats, spoiled by their mob father, wouldn't have lasted a week in prison. Valenti's idea was simple. I was supposed to get his kids out of this mess by saying that I was the one who committed their crimes. I would have been discharged from the police, and I would have served their sentence. In exchange, me old man's debts would have been like they'd never happened. But I didn't know your name would come up at the trial, Jack. You were supposed to be left out of this whole mess.
Why haven't you ever told me this story?
The week after the trial, me old man died. According to the police, some crazy guy put a bullet in his back during a bar fight. Funny coincidence, especially considering that the day before, a guy tried to stab me in Harlem for no reason. Arturo Valente wanted me dead. His kids were free. He got what he wanted, and killing me was the easiest way to cover his tracks. Had I told you this story, he would have tried to kill you too. I decided to leave New York and move to Los Angeles, thinking that I could leave everything behind me. But you can't forget your past. No one wanted a corrupt ex-police officer underfoot. It was impossible to find a job. Until one day, when some fat guy comes up to me in a bar and offers me a job, I'd have to kill a guy who was in Los Angeles on business.
A guy comes out of nowhere and offers you a job as a hitman. What kind of story is this?
I thought the same thing. The fat guy showed me a photograph of the future victim, sure that I'd accept. And he was right. I did. The guy in the photograph was Arturo Valente. Because of him, I didn't have a family or a job anymore, and the only thing I had left was a thirst for revenge that only an Irishman can understand. I did the job, and so I started working for Black Lily. Good story, huh? Maybe I'll write a book about it one day. I wonder if there are any publishers around here.
Maybe I'll ask around.
What am I doing here?
What am I doing here?
You're trying to understand.
Understand what?
What destiny is.
Destiny? I'm just a private detective who spends half of what he makes on booze, and the other half to pay the rent for an office that looks like a dump. What destiny do you think I might have?
I'm not talking about your destiny, Jack, but the girl's.
She's just a little girl, kidnapped by a wacky archaeologist from who knows where.
So, you really think that Professor Zindler was nuts? You think that those dreams you had were due to exhaustion? That it was only a series of coincidences that brought you here? A coincidence that your friend with the red hair knew Marsetti? A coincidence that the owner of the dive you live in is the same guy who hosted Nicholas? Jack, that girl can change the future.
If she could really do what you say, don't you think she'd have done something to avoid all this?
I don't know how it works. I kill people. I don't study ancient prophecies. But I do know one thing. If you're here, you've been given a chance.
What are you talking about?
Coming here, you must have seen some sort of floating clock.
Yes, too peculiar not to notice it.
That's your life, Jack. And if you're here, the hands have stopped. But you can go back.
You mean I can be resuscitated? I'll be walking around New York like one of those zombies from horror novels?
It doesn't work like that. When you go back, you won't remember this place, and you'll do the same things you already did.
Great. I can't live, but I can die as often as I want.
Right. Or maybe something could change. Destiny could give you a second chance.
How?
You won't know until you try.
Goodbye, Sean.
Goodbye, Jack.
Okay, so I get a second chance. So I need to grab something, maybe like the old, what is it, Clint Eastwood did in, with the stove, you know, the stove handle, or what, I can't remember what he did, but the stove door on his chest, and then when he got killed.
And what do you want to do? Kill me? I can see it on your face that you've never shot anyone. You're not that kind of guy. You send your men to do your dirty work.
You're right. I've never shot anyone, even though many men and women died because I ordered it.
How brave.
But you know, there's a first time for everything. It was destiny, Del Nero.
What?
How is it possible that I'm still alive? Sean's bottle of rye stopped the bullet. Who would have thought? Saved by a movie cliche.
You're a cliche.
Sean, it looks like I owe you my life.
You're a lucky guy.
You're the one they call the Turk.
And you're the detective they're all talking about.
Are you here to avenge the death of your friend, Marzetti?
My friend Marzetti? I hope you're joking. I wanted him dead more than you did. I never liked him. The way he treats women is awful, and his joints are as disgusting as the people who go there.
So what do you want from me?
You're more important than you believe, and I need you for my plans.
What plans?
I don't have to tell you.
What makes you think I'll go along with your plans?
I'll take you to the girl.
Why would you do that?
Let's say I have an interest in throwing a monkey wrench in Miss Diaz's plans.
I see.
So what do you want to do? Are you coming with me?
When are we leaving?
As soon as my man convinces your red-headed friend to come with us.
What does Greta have to do with all this?
You're all involved. Even the most insignificant extra can change the plot of a whole film, De Niro. And I don't want that to happen. I'm a perfectionist.
I've already seen your perfectionism in action.
You'll have time to complain later on, De Niro. We have a plane to catch now. Haha. I hope you don't have problems with the heat, because where we're going, they say the sun could kill you.
Traveling with you? I think the sun is going to be the least of my problems.
I'm starting to understand why Miss Diaz is so fond of you. I've known you for 5 minutes, and I like you already.
I hope you aren't upset that the feeling isn't mutual.
Del Nero, forget everything that you think you know about this story. You don't know anything. You've never seen the dark face of a god.
The sun is already high when we take off. The plane flies into the sun, and the enormous ball of fire envelops the plane until every bit of its metal fuselage disappears. For a moment, I think that that's exactly where we're headed, going to challenge the sun, immense and unreachable, considered a god since ancient times. But before takeoff, I glanced at the flight plan, and I found out that our destination is slightly closer. The city of Damascus, Syria. That's where we're headed.
Okay. Did they ever... I don't presume they ever made a Face Noir 2, I guess? So looking at Google, it says that they had financial issues. Yeah. But looking at the on different forums, it seems like they never made a second game. Who was the developing company? Was like Mad Dog something? Mad Orange. Maybe they went bankrupt, or was bought out, or sold, or because I don't see any mention of. People are just asking, saying, "Will there be a second game?" But I don't see any mention of. Thank you, Draconic and Mitchell. Thank you. I'm a bit disappointed. Just finished the game, but didn't even know there was a sequel until the end. Is there any information about it? And this is a game, like, I see a Steam, but people just asking, do people know? And this is like, like Steam, forum notes that are like 8 years old, and there's like no mention of it's in production or just. So I guess. Oh, that's kind of sad. There's hardly any Google or any like results. If I just search for Face Noir 2, there's like no information. There are a few people asking about a second game, but there's no like, oh yeah, they went bankrupt, no, they were bought out, or there's nothing. That's kind of that. It probably didn't sell well. Sequel idea, yeah, but then there's no people mentioning it was canceled. There's no like, no, if what I just spent like 10 seconds to like, there's no like official reply to people's posts. There's no like article that it was canceled. It's just like in a void. Some of the game, somewhat the charming in some ways, but has many problems. Probably wasn't a big success. Could be. But then again, I kind of liked the game and the story. There was the hotspot issues. The puzzles were okay. But the hotspot issues and the resolution that they get this game's running, nah. I bet if I were sitting with a 640 by 480 or 800 by 800 monitor, or 800 by 600 or something, 1024 or something, it would be easier to see some of the stuff that I needed to see, like the pillar we had in his office, and the Chinese symbol there in when he was in the storage room, the distillery, and some of the smaller items like the oil lamp at the gas station or the restaurant. But I really like the feel of the game. Yeah, exactly. It sounds like it never came to be. Yeah. Because there are a few posts on Steam where people are actually asking, has anyone heard about a second game, or why was it never published, or but there's no like link to an official website saying it was canceled or people saying it was canceled. It's just like speculations. But yeah. Kind of sad though. I would have wished there was some kind of information, and especially this game is 12 years old, right? But hey, I thought it was okay. It was cringe, but considering it's the private detective game, it's back in the era with the Russians, the Italians, the 30s, late 30s. Yeah, I think it was good. Some of the controls were a bit weird with the inventory system, but then again, it's a game that is 12 years old. It's also the possible that they just couldn't wrap up on the story in the end. Yeah, could be anything. But I just wish there was some kind of official, you know, announcement from the company saying we're not going to develop the sequel. Yeah, could be. I couldn't. I agree. Could be also they went bankrupt. There was also people mentioning that they had some financial issues. So maybe they just, closed down from one day another, didn't do any official announcement, just closing down, going black. But I like the game. What time is it? Should I boot up another game? You know what? I think I'm gonna boot up another game. Why not? So I'm just gonna put on our... No. Hey, there is still some way to go. Right? But I'm gonna boot up the second game. And I'll see you guys in a bit.